Another review here in Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Denberg. Today we're going to do a spoiler review of my really general spoiler thoughts on the brand new film Halloween Ends. I did a non-spoiler review yesterday, Friday, and now I'm going to come out back to back with another spoiler review. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell, do movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and a box office breakdown show. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment about what are your spoiler thoughts. Let's go full spoilers in the comment section down below. What did you like? What did you not like about the movie? Where does this rank for you out of the three films in this, the four films in this timeline? Just give me your general thoughts. Did you like the direction they went in? Did you not like the direction that you went in? And please like the video, guys. The thumbs up button. That's how you support this channel. So let's get into it. So I sent my review yesterday, and I thought about this today, actually, was that I sent in my review that I needed a couple people to comment saying they wanted a review. And I was thinking to myself, I should just do it. I want to talk about, when I was doing my non-spoiler review like live, I was thinking to myself, I really need to be talking spoilers to really give my honest thoughts about the movie. Obviously, I have to do a non-spoiler review because that's my job as a critic. And I thought I did a good job giving it across as a non-spoiler review. But I do feel like at the same time, I was kind of handcuffed. And this is a movie I do want to talk about in spoiler fashion so you get my overall general thoughts. If you've seen the film or you don't really care at all, I'm going to go into spoilers. So if you've not seen the film and you don't want to be spoiled, I do have a non-spoiler review while I go through my rating, what I give it out of 5 stars. And just my non-spoiler general, literally nothing hinted at in my review. So if you want to check that out, you can leave it. I leave the video at the end of this video, or just go back to my channel and it's right there for you. But this is going to be all spoilers. So let's get into it. So as if you have not watched my video, I'll just give my quick thoughts. I really did not like this movie. Really, I feel like Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends were really disappointing films, especially because, you know, the original 1978 is a classic. I thought 2018 was a really big return to form for the franchise. And I really thought they could have just ended it, did a one-off 2018 film, but they made a trilogy out of it. They shot Kills and Ends back to back. And overall, I just did not like this movie from start to finish. Now, I explained to you, not hinting at plot lines in the non-spoiler, I can finally hint to you the plot of the movie. I can finally get it off my chest and talk about the plot of the movie. So the big plot of the movie is that basically the main character of this film really becomes Corey, the new character who's played by Rohan Campbell. Now, I hope I'm saying his name right. Campbell is a really good performer in this movie. And the opening scene was actually surprising and unexpected. And I was kind of like, okay, maybe this is an interesting, you get this opening scene. Corey is babysitting for this kid. The parents go out, and the kid's a brat, like really a jerk. Corey's showing him a violent movie, which the parents were against, and he's still just going all over him. So then Corey goes to, I think he uses the bathroom, and then he comes out and he can't find the kid. The lamp falls over, all these things, and he gets locked in a room by the kid, and the kid's just like taunting him. At the same time, his parents finally come in, the kid's parents. And Corey's, I mean, they're on the loose. This is 2019 Halloween. So this is a year after the Michael Myers incident in the 2018 film. So it's okay to feel nervous. This is a really nerve-wracking time. Halloween night. Last year, Michael Myers killed a lot of people on Halloween night. It's right to feel nervous and scared. And the kid's just kind of taunting him. So the parents walk in, and right as this happens, Corey's trying to kick this door over because he's locked in the door. And as he does this, he doesn't try to kill him, obviously, but he kicks the door down, and then the kid falls off the whole balcony. And you can see how long of a fall it was, breaks his neck. The kid dies. And that's how you start the movie. And I thought the first like 25, 30 minutes, I was kind of like, this is a pretty interesting character. He accidentally kills a kid. Then he's seen as a psycho. And I kind of like the idea of, because the boogeyman's kind of disappeared for 4 years, that Corey's now just seen as a psycho and as a kind of boogeyman because he killed a kid. And there's no boogeyman, there's no Michael Myers to put in his place. All were really interesting stuff in the beginning of the movie. And I thought the opening scene was really good. But then it kind of just falls off the cliff, really, when he goes. So he got almost beat up in this, like, I think it was like a convenience store, and that's where Laurie comes in. And he cuts his hand. So Laurie helps him out and takes him to the hospital, of course, trying to set up Corey with her granddaughter Allison. Allison's like very persistent in this dynamic. Like, he's very awkward and quiet, and she is like all in on this possibly being a relationship for her. Even though there's no even callback to her having a boyfriend in the last two films who died at the end of the second film. She's very much just all in on having a relationship, and I guess she really needs a boyfriend. So they have these back and forth, and they go to a party, and this is when Corey's having a great time. He's finally being seen by someone, and then the mom's at the bar goes off on him. He was like, "Why aren't you protecting me? Where were you?" He kind of just freaks out, and then he kind of stands up for himself on the side of the road with those high school bullies, and he gets chucked off. And Michael Myers drags him into the sewer. It's like Michael Myers is like Pennywise. There's no explanation on why Michael's been chilling in a sewer for 4 years. We don't know how Michael has survived, how he's healed since a lot of the stuff that happened in Halloween Kills happened. There's just no explanation for what's going on with Michael in the entire film, and that's even until the movie ends. So as this happened, he drags Corey in, and it clearly implied that he drags people in to kill them. So Corey walks up, he walks around, and then he's getting choked out by Michael. Michael's literally about to kill him. And then they look eye to eye, and it's like they do a flashback of Corey accidentally killing the kid. And then Michael lets him live. And then, the old homeless guy's like, "Michael never lets people live. What's so special about you?" And then Corey kills him. So they just didn't do a good enough job of actually showing what happened. Like, is Corey now just built up with anger and Michael let him live gave him a show of confidence? Did Michael like even give any powers to Corey? Nothing's explained in this movie whatsoever. And once this starts happening, and clearly now Corey becomes the main villain of the movie really quickly, because this character should not be the main villain of this movie. I think they were going to do that. There was an interesting plot line that they hinted at that they did nothing with, which is that Corey wants to get the hell out of Haddonfield. Cool. Finally, someone wants to get out of this town. And Allison's like very not great with it because she has her grandmother there. There comes a point where Allison was kind of like, "Let's do it. On this day, let's leave Haddonfield." And I was kind of like, okay, this is interesting. Maybe Allison and Corey are the villains, and they're just trying to kill people in Haddonfield and try to get out of the town. That was interesting, but they just do nothing with that idea of Allison wanting to leave Haddonfield enough. So again, Michael is like barely in this movie, and I talked about this in my non-spoiler review, but he was in a lot of Halloween Kills. And while Halloween Kills is a bad movie, at least there's a lot of Michael mayhem. I still think this movie's better than Halloween Kills. But Michael does nothing really during this movie. He, again, is in the sewers with no explanation for 4 years since the events of Halloween Kills. Nothing gets talked about what he's been doing down there. Then, once Corey gets into Allison, he kind of looms around Laurie's house. And that's one of the biggest misfires, plot lines, that the reason why I think the first film, the 2018 film really works is that, in my opinion, is a good movie, is because the whole point is that Michael actually wasn't addicted with trying to kill Laurie Strode, doesn't really care about Laurie Strode. Laurie is completely addicted about killing Michael Myers. And for 40 years, she's the one who just wanted Michael to escape prison and for her to have the chance to kill him. And it's the doctor. Now, while the twist of the doctor wasn't very good, it's the doctor who put Michael outside of Laurie's house to do that. Michael was never going to go near Laurie Strode during the movie. And even when, Laurie's chasing him out, he's not trying to kill Laurie. Again, his goal in the first movie was not to go after Laurie Strode and to do a rematch of the 1978 film. That's not what the film was setting up. It was that actually Laurie is the one who's gone through a lot of stuff mentally since that film. She locked herself out, secluded herself from society. She doesn't really go out, so her family doesn't really see her that much because she's just addicted on Michael escaping prison and her being to kill him. But this film makes it seem like Michael wants to kill Laurie Strode because it seems like he uses Corey because Corey's in with dating Allison. He sneaks. He's kind of in that. He kind of checks out Laurie a couple times during the movie, and then in the third act, he kind of just shows up at her house, and it's like this is just not consistent storytelling from the people who are the same director and the same screenwriters from all three films. It's so inconsistent. Usually, you see this when there's different directors or different screenwriters per film. This is the same creative team. That's why it's so frustrating about the inconsistencies in rules and plot lines during this trilogy. So as this goes on, Laurie kind of realizes that Laurie sees Michael and Corey like, sure, let's just go with that. And then the kid who died, his father also saw that it clearly wasn't the Corey kid. It was Michael was inside of him, whatever. And obviously, and this goes on. The whole point is that basically Corey becomes Michael Myers for like 60% of this movie, and it's just not what you wanted to see. This movie was promoted, and if you watch Halloween Kills, it's supposed to be Halloween Kills was a trailer for a last showdown between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, but instead Corey and Allison become the main characters of this movie. And again, Laurie wasn't the main character of the last film either. It really was Judy Greer's character who's the main character with Allison, because Laurie was in the hospital the whole movie of Halloween Kills. They clearly, on purpose, separated. They did not want Michael and Laurie to cross paths in the entire film. But they only touch really in this film for like 10 minutes, maybe. It just feels like overall, my general thoughts, as you see, I'm ranting because I just wanted more out of this film, was that it just felt like they made the first film. This is so weird to say, but this is what I think, what it feels like. I don't think this is what happened, but what's what I feel like. They made the first film. It did really well. And then Blumhouse and Universal were kind of like, so we're going to give you a bigger budget. You're going to shoot it back to back. And here are two more. We're going to make this a trilogy. It just feels like they had story for maybe a movie and a half. And I really think they only have a story for one movie. I think the ending of Halloween 2018 just should have been Michael being killed, because in Halloween Kills, they make him literally the most indestructible character in a movie maybe ever. He gets shot like 8 times. His hand gets busted off. He's getting hit with bats, and he's perfectly okay. And in this movie, he goes one-on-one with Laurie Strode, who is also like 60 years old, and she kills him. And it took so many people to not kill him for then one person. I don't care that she has history. She should not be able just to kill Michael on her own. I know you can say Allison helped out, but I mean, it's just inconsistency, because I think the movie 2018 just should have been the end. It just should have been a one-off. I know they had Michael breathing in the, during the credits, but they just could have ended it there. Especially if the studio just didn't believe in it by just putting it on Peacock at the same time. If you want to make money, make money. Why put it on Peacock if your goal is to make these films for money purposes? It just feels forced, because Halloween Kills and 90% of this movie has storylines that I don't care about, that doesn't affect anything, because you just want to see Michael Myers fight Laurie Strode. Michael has 2 kind of, I guess, kill scenes. The first one with that guy who keeps like intimidating Allison during the movie, and Corey kind of allows him to go into the sewer with him. And this is where Corey and Michael like team up to kill someone. And then they team up again when the doctor and Allison's like jerk coworker get killed. And Corey kills the doctor, and then he gets locked out of the house. And that's when Michael kills the person. It's just nothing's explained between this Michael Corey dynamic, because then the next scene, Corey's beating up Michael Myers, and he literally shoves Michael Myers, takes his mask, and then for the next 25 minutes is killing the people who have been jerks to him the whole movie. It's just nothing that anyone wanted when they signed up to see this movie. And as I said, there was an interesting plotline, maybe Allison and Corey kind of being like natural born killers, trying to escape Haddonfield, but that's just not what they go for, because you need to do it, because the movie is literally been built up to be Michael Myers versus Laurie Strode, which the first 80% of this movie is not trying to be whatsoever. Laurie's kind of moved on from Michael Myers until she sees the thing in Corey's eyes. But again, the dynamic between Michael and Corey needed to be explained if this was the main plot line, because Michael is very much sidelined. And I think Corey has more time killing people being Michael Myers 2.0 than Michael Myers 1.0. I don't think anyone wanted that when watching this movie. So we keep going. They go to, Corey kills all these people, kills his mom, kills the DJ. Then he sets up this traps for the high school bullies. He kills all of them. One of the high school bullies accidentally shoots Corey's dad. And this leads Corey to going to Laurie's house to kill Laurie Strode. And it's a cool, badass scene where Laurie calls the cops for a suicide, and you're like, is Laurie really gonna kill? And then she knew that a person was standing there about to kill her, thinking it was Michael. It was a good trick. I was like, that's a cool scene, whatever. They go down and Corey kills himself, trying to pretend that Laurie killed Corey. And then Allison, of course, walks in right as this happens, because this is a movie. It comes the perfect timing. Just isn't realistic whatsoever. And then Allison loses it. It's like, oh my God, you killed him. What's wrong with you? I need to get out of here. And I forget. I saw the movie yesterday. I forgot what happened, why Allison came back. I think maybe the cop said that she was going to commit suicide. Maybe this was fake. So you feel like Corey is dead. Again, if this is the main character, why are we ending this? And then out of nowhere, Laurie's just chilling in the kitchen. And then she hears stuff, and Michael is in the house. And then Michael finishes off killing Corey, takes the mask, and we get a fight scene between Michael and Laurie. As I said, inconsistent plot lines. They established in the first film, 2018, that Michael does not want to kill Laurie, doesn't give a crap about Laurie. It's Laurie who's all about Michael Myers. It's the opposite. Michael just kills people blindly. He's the shape. He's supposed to have no motivation. But they try to act like Michael now wants to kill Laurie Strode, and then Michael and Laurie have this fight. It's a cool fight scene for the 10 minutes that it has. Allison comes in. They kill Michael. The cop shows up. And then, he's like, oh, she's dead. And then Allison's not dead enough. And then the whole town picks up Michael's body. And then Laurie puts him in a shredder. So now Michael's definitely dead. And we end the movie with Laurie being happy with Frank at the end of the movie. And then Allison is moving out of Haddonfield. And that's the movie. I think the biggest problem is that the big emotional punch, really the big storyline of the second film, is that Judy Greer's character died, the mother of Allison. And I feel like the only reason why they did that is for Allison to live with Laurie. That's it. There's no emotional thing. Sure, Allison has the wedding rings, but there just isn't anything that you're emotionally invested in. And the thing you're invested in, there was a good fight scene, a really good fight scene in Halloween 2018. That should have been it. But instead, they really feel like they dragged this out to somehow make 2 more movies. With the storylines they did, I'm shocked they made 2 more movies. So overall, as you can tell, I'm just frustrated. I didn't hate this movie. It's just a bad movie. And it's because it's become a mess of a franchise. And usually in trilogies, you see them go wrong when it becomes the director and the screenwriter of the first film don't stay on for another film. And then or they start with the first film and there's no roadmap. Here, it's the same creative team. It's the same studio. It's the same people on screen and behind the screen that made this trilogy. And it's not cohesive whatsoever. And that's definitely disappointing from David Gordon Green's point of view. Dan McBride being a co-writer on all 3 films. It just doesn't feel like a great, satisfying no for this to be the last time Jamie Lee Curtis is playing Laurie Strode. And guess what? I don't want to see her play Laurie Strode again. I think this franchise just shouldn't be happening anymore. I think this should be the last film. And I'm sure they'll make another one in 5 or 10 years and reboot it with new characters, and it's still going to be Michael Myers. But it's just not a great film. So that's my thoughts. That's my spoiler kind of general thoughts. I wanted to get off my chest because it was so tough to talk about what I didn't like about the movie in my non-spoiler review. I'm still at a 1.5 out of 5 for Halloween Ends. But again, I thought this was, I guess, a half a star better than Halloween Kills. But a mess of a trilogy now, which goes out on a whimper. So that's my thoughts. Sorry it was a long video. I want to get off all the plot points of Halloween Ends. Like the video, subscribe, ring the bell. More videos coming, including a box office breakdown show on Monday, episode 7 spoiler review of Andor, and a Black Adam review next week as well. So please subscribe, ring the bell. I'll see you guys soon.